This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast.
Can I just say, you now have a square mic. What is that new? This looks like the thing, you know, when you're at the fairground with the frogs. Whoosh, whoosh, ribbit, whoosh, ribbit, whoosh.
Thank you for that. It's a brand new thing which you've fucked up now, by the way.
We're still laughing about my interview with Sky just now, where basically they asked me about AJ Fury, and I said a little bit of support from people would be nice. I've spent my whole life pulling things off, and yeah, another no contact hand. So anyway,
that's for free.
Did you go to Dubai?
No, I wasn't. No, because I wouldn't be here now, would I? With Dubai being on a red list.
Well, elite athlete exemption, bubble to bubble. This can be done.
Can it? You're looking very well, anyway.
Unbelievable, actually. Sorry. Yeah.
So, AJ Fury not happening then?
No, apparently not. No. We just mucked about the whole time. I saw. Is not Peter Fury? Is John Fury? Is he sponsored by Boxing Social? Like, because It gives them a lot more time than he gives you.
No, John Fury always gives IFL time, 100%.
Okay. I saw his interview. I mean, it's baffling, really. We're out here absolutely grafting our nuts off, trying to deliver the biggest fight, and he's basically telling people that there are no offers and that there's absolutely no chance. Who's going to put the money up in a pandemic? We're well aware we're in a global pandemic. We're well aware it's very difficult to do major deals at the moment. Luckily, I'm on it, right? And I'm grafting away to get this done, and I will get this done. So a little bit of positivity, a little bit of glass half full mentality, and a little bit of support to make the biggest fight in boxing. Because all I hear at the moment, Tyson Fury, 3 days left, time's running out. What, you don't want to fight? You want to support this fight? You want to work with us to make this fight? Or are you looking for excuses not to take this fight? Because that's all I hear. Oh, they won't come up with the money. Why not? Go and come up with the money. Let's get this done. I want it. I'm fighting him. So all I know is, from our side, 100% focused on making the fight. AJ has given us our full support to get this done. He trusts in us to deliver. And this weekend, both parties will get numerous options and offers to do the fight in various locations. We will converse with both parties, all the teams, and say which one do we want to accept. Then it's over to them. Now, what I can't do is tell you who's going to want to take what fight, where, and which deal they're going to take. But what I do know is there will be plenty of options for them to choose from, and I'm very confident that this fight happens.
Say plenty of options. How many options there?
4, I would say, they're going to get presented with.
Obviously, one's including Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, correct.
Do you want to tell me the other 3? Why is that a big secret anyway, where the offers are coming from?
There's conversations going on at the moment. So, I don't really want to be telling you strictly confidential business information that, quite frankly, you have absolutely no right to know.
Rattled for the first time in this whole...
rattled. I mean, my heart rate is just absolutely racing at the moment. I'm fuming.
Okay, but are you less or more likely confident that...
What percentage?
Not percentage,
just
but...
telling you, this is what I do, right? You walk around with a square mic trying to interview people. I make deals. I make things happen, right? So you either trust me to do that or you don't. Is there anyone better at doing it? No. So you're in the best hands possible. If this can be pulled off, there is only one geezer to do it, and that's me, right? So let me do my work. No one else is doing work. Just me, right? Is Frank Warren going out there trying to land a site deal? No. Is Bob Arum out there trying to land a site? No. So it's me, and it's all on me. I'm either going to deliver it and be the saviour, or you're all going to moan at me. Give me my time, give me your support, and let me do my thing.
So, talk to me about the importance of this weekend running out and a site deal not being decided.
That's the time that we all agreed on within the contract. I mean, if it comes to whatever it is Sunday and Tyson Fury goes, right, I know you're close, but that time's up, I'm not doing the fight, I'm doing another fight, there's nothing I can do. But the aim is to make sure they are in place by this weekend. But you know, there's been multiple conversations with Tyson Fury's team every day now to keep them in the loop. Things are moving at a good pace. We're all confident we're going to get this done. That's why I was a bit disappointed with John's interview. You know, so I'm doing the work. I'm putting it in every day, flying all over the world, and I'm not even doing it for Fury because my priorities, my loyalty is with one man here, and I want to deliver this fight for him more than anything. That's why you shouldn't doubt me, because I have no intention of letting Anthony Joshua down. And I know it's difficult. It's a fucking horrendous time. Don't matter. So, and Tyson Fury will benefit off that ambition and that drive, because I'm on it, and I can't be any more on it. And I can't, you know, I can't try any harder than I'm trying. And if you can always look yourself in the mirror and say that, especially when you're looking this good, it's the right touch.
Okay, so that aside, July is still the date. You've whittled it down from, obviously it was June and July, after the Euros?
Yeah, there is a date after the Euros that we are looking at, yeah. Okay. And also in other countries as well. That date applies for, I think, 2 or 3 countries, and one is slightly different, but it's all around that time.
I know you don't like talking about timescales, but you are always asked about timescales.
Because I give you my opinion of my expectation of the deal. And unfortunately, it comes back to bite me in the arse, because I should just say I spend my lifetime giving everybody too much information, don't I? I'd like to tell you things, you, my closest friends, the fans, who I love more than anything. I like to tell them. I always like to be as open and transparent as I can with them, because I want them to be part of the process. Unfortunately, you get people, you said 2 weeks, you said that, and I did say it, sorry, but it hasn't worked out like that. Don't know what else I can tell you.
When does this become a concern for you that this is not going to happen? When will you reach a point where you think, do you know what, actually, I don't know what's going to happen?
Because I won't give up. You know, when that time comes, and there's nothing I can do about it. But I don't think like that. There is no doubt in my head at the moment that this is not going to happen, because I'm that focused. You know, but that's my, again, I don't have a problem with people, oh, this ain't going to happen, or if you want to be like that, but I'm not like that. I'm saying we're going to pull this off. This is the biggest fight in world boxing. This is the biggest sporting event of the year. It's monstrous. I don't need people publicly involved in the fight going, oh, well, no one's going to put the money up. It ain't going to happen, is it? I'm out there selling this thing. It's massive. It's the biggest fight in history. So, anyway, next question.
What's the plan B for Joshua then?
I told everybody, there's no plan B.
You must have a plan B.
Because we're that focused on the fight. Of course, listen, if we get to a stage, probably, I don't know, next week, and things don't look good, or Fury's just decided he don't want to do it, or whatever, then, of course, we have to look at things. But that's all we want. All that AJ wants is Tyson Fury. And he wants to beat him, take his belts, become undisputed, and we are job done. Right? That little meeting that we had in the office in 2012, where we said, you are going to become undisputed champion, and together we will get there. Well, we're one fight away, and we're going to do it. We get Tyson Fury in the ring, AJ beats him, he knocks him out, and he becomes undisputed champion. Job done, mate. And that's what we want. And I'm not giving up until we do that. So, again, I can't do any more. You riding with me? Are you riding with me?
No, I believe you can pull it off, but I suppose...
Are you riding with me?
Yeah, hell yeah, I'm riding with you. Right. But if you don't pull it off, then...
No, but if I don't...
You got to take the stick.
Yeah, of course. But if I can't pull it off, I can't pull it off. You give me as much stick as you want. But give me a chance to pull me off. Don't hinder me. Don't try and talk it down so that I can't get my job done. Do you know what I'm saying?
Let me just say, though, despite what you say and despite what you try to do, right, and we're only listening to you, but the reality of it is that despite all your attempts, it still may not happen. Is that fair to say?
You can, yep, you could say that. Anything can not happen. I mean, just anything can fall apart. But I don't know what else to tell you. That's not my mentality.
Okay, well, we're in the bubble with you for the next 3 days. I'm sure, like, possibly something changes in that period. I don't know. Edward, Sky, Dazn, rumours circulating across social media. Yes, they are. About
What's the latest?
where you're at. No, apparently you're leaving, etc., etc. These what rumours are on social media. I'm sure you've read them. I don't know if you have or not. But can you make comment? I know that you're not going to tell us too much.
I'm not going to tell you anything. I mean, this is another thing you deserve to know nothing about, but, you know, I try to adopt that mentality, and I always end up talking too much. So on that, what I will say is we are faced with an extremely difficult decision. It's not something that I really want to talk about publicly because of how difficult that decision is. And in about 2 weeks, you will, you know it's only a matter of time before we're going to have to make a decision. And I don't really want to say too much more about it at the moment.
So, all right, I won't push this. I'll just ask you one question. Does that mean that your mind is yet to be made up on the situation, or it's made up, you're just not saying about it?
The first one. Yeah. It's a very difficult decision for us, sorry. So, yeah.
Moving on then. Conor Benn, Samuel Vargas. Conor Benn's publicly said that he wants a Kell Brook or an Amir Khan. Amir Khan gave some words of advice ahead of a Vargas fight, which he's qualified to do, but is that the sort of fight we're looking at? Not overlooking Vargas, clearly.
The most dangerous thing we can do is overlook Samuel Vargas. This is... I'll probably get a little bit of stick for saying a 50-50 fight, but I think it's a 50-50 fight. I mean, look at the level that Vargas has operated and lost at. Like, that's where his losses have come. You know, Amir Khan. I said Victor Ortiz earlier. What's his name? The young welterweight kid with Golden Boy.
Virgil Ortiz.
Virgil Ortiz, of course, yeah. At that level. Danny Garcia. So Conor Benn has no right to put himself in that bracket of fighters yet. The dangerous thing about Vargas is he always looks to fight. He always looks to trade. And Conor Benn has proved to be a little bit vulnerable because he loves to do the same. So this has got to be a disciplined, smart performance. If he beats... I mean, I know that there's been a lot of talk about his interviews where he talks about Amir Khan, Kell Brook, but why not? I mean, if Conor Benn does a job on Vargas, would you like to see Conor Benn against Amir Khan?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, you know I've tried to make Amir Khan Kell Brook for years, but let's be honest with you. Let's be honest. It ain't what it was it? I mean, even if I end up promoting it, I have to say it ain't really a big fight anymore compared to what it once was. Now, Amir Khan against Conor Benn, different kind of story. Much different kind of narrative. You know, the guy at the end of his career versus this young upstart that happens to be Nigel Benn's son. I'm absolutely loving being involved in the career and journey of Conor Benn. Mate, he come over here, he was all over the place. He has worked his absolute nuts off to become, in my opinion, a world-class welterweight. We'll get to see that on Saturday because against Formella, he beat him up and Formella went into a shell. Vargas won't do that. He will not go into a shell. He will stand and fight until you put him out or the corner save him. And I think this is going to be an absolute thriller, and I think it's going to be a really, really tough fight that will go back and forth.
I've been told we've literally got a couple of minutes left because the press conference is about to start, so we might have to pick this up, but I do want to talk to you about Deontay Wilder and Dillian Whyte. We've seen a little bit of not really a back and forth, it's Dillian Whyte's comments towards Deontay Wilder saying he'll go and fight him in Alabama, etc., but I mean, I know it's a fight that you've wanted for several years, but realistic chances of that?
I'd love the fight. You know, I want to see Wilder back in the ring. I know he's still moaning about the mediation, all this kind of stuff, which goes nowhere. But he needs to get back in the ring. He hasn't boxed for a year and 3 months, but he has no fight scheduled as well. So I want to see him in the ring. Would love to make the Dillian Whyte fight. I want to take Dillian Whyte to America for his next fight this summer. Give him some profile over there.
It's a headline.
Yes. Give him some. That's the only way. You know, go over MSG, wherever it is. You know, go and make a name over there, and love to make the Wilder fight later in the year.
Opponent-wise, who would you look for, like an American opponent, similar to what you did with Joshua and Ruiz?
There's a good fight coming up with Jermaine Franklin and Shaw I think it's on NBC. The winner of that's a good fight. I mean, Trevor Bryan is another option for the WBA regular. You know, there's plenty of. I'd like it to be an American.
Just quickly, May the 1st. Any more fights being added to that?
There is. There'll be another fight announced. Obviously, we've got Chisora against Parker. We've got Taylor against Jonas. We've got Bivol against Richards. We've got Eubank against Morrison. We've got Campbell Hatton, and then we've got Fitzgerald. And there's one more fight to be announced, which will be announced hopefully in 2 weeks. That's a joke, like by the weekend.
May 15th card.
May 15 card will also be announced either tomorrow or Monday. Really good card. Really good card.
Well done, Carl Frampton.
Yeah, fantastic career. I mean, we probably went through a stage of maybe a year where we really didn't like each other. I never disliked Carl Frampton, but he never liked me for some reason. But he soon found out that I was all right, actually. And we've got on well. I think he's had a great career. I think he's a great guy. I think he's a proper boxing man. He don't have it anymore, you know. And by the way, shout out to Jamel Herring, because as many people are talking about what a great career Carl Frampton's had, Jamel Herring boxed really well, but Carl's just not the fighter that he was, and he accepts that, he knows that, and bowing out is a great moment for him. He's made a lot of money, he's got a lovely family, and I wish him all the success in the world.
Billy Joe Saunders Canelo card. Is the Galahad-Dickens fight going to land on it? We saw Galahad put out the thing from the IBF, etc. What's the situation?
Yeah, we put that fight forward to the IBF. We're going through the visa process now. That is the intention. I haven't announced because I want to make sure everything's in order, but yes, that's the date given for that fight. Also, there's a fantastic fight on there for another Brit, an international fight you will love. And also a couple of world title fights on there as well, which we'll announce that card in 2 weeks. No, it's another joke, Monday or Tuesday.
But Conway Vargas isn't happening.
Kieran Conway will be on that card in a fantastic fight.
Okay. What, better than the Vargas fight?
Possibly more intriguing, yes.
Well, I haven't been pushed on yet.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Ebony Bridges and Shannon Courtney bubbling here in the bubble.
Well, we're going to get them up here shortly. Have you interviewed both of them?
Both of them.
Okay. I think it's great. I mean, one, it's a really good fight, but two, I love it. I mean, I like Ebony Bridges because she's bright. You know, she represents herself. She knows what she wants, and she does it in her way. I love Shannon Courtney. Been with her for the debut. This is a massive opportunity for her. She's worked so hard for this shot at the world title. They both really want it, and anyone can get it. You know, it's there for the taking on Saturday night. So good luck to them. Just want to say a special shout out to Maria Lindberg. Okay. Savannah Marshall's opponent. We looked all over the world when we found out on Monday, I think it was, that Femke Herman's trainer had tested positive, so she had to isolate. I ended up sliding into the DMs of Maria Lindberg and said, do you want an opportunity this weekend? She worked so hard to get everything in order. We both did, and she stepped up. It's a good fight. She's super tough, Lindberg. And, yeah, big shout out to her. Big fight for Savannah Marshall. Look good. Let's make this Clarissa Shields fight.
She wants on the undercard of
I want
Fury
to
Asia.
stand on. Okay. That's our moment. You know, moments like that are the opportunity for women's boxing. So let's not let them be overshadowed by.
Right, we've got to wrap up. Eddie, thank you very much.